Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to a yoga practice that's going to focus on doing twists. We'll do some seated, we'll do some standing, we'll do some lying on our backs. So twists are a wonderful way to quiet the nervous system, to cool the body, to open up the spine in ways that we don't normally, and just generally a good way to have a nice practice. So I just want to review a few important principles about safe ways to do twisting poses. Number one, it's important to create length in the spine prior to doing the twist. So for instance, if we're doing a seated twist, to imagine that you're opening up the spaces between the vertebrae before you begin to do the movement. Okay. The other thing is the principle, in order to lift, we need to press down. So if we're doing a seated twist, really fully connect with your sit bones, press them down into your cushion or your mat or the floor, create that lift in the spine, and then begin to twist. Another good way to work with twists, when I see people doing seated twists, I often see them leaning back. Well, the problem with that is the arm that's behind you is creating a support to keep a straight back. And some of us are born with rather short arms. So to that end, I recommend having a block available. There's all sorts of blocks on the market. You can put the block fairly close to your body, place your palm on the block, press down into the block, create that lift in the spine, and then move into your twist. Last but not least, it's really important to allow the twist to build from the lower spine all the way up through the neck and shoulders. We like to let our heads lead the way. You know, I see people jerking their heads around like this, which isn't really safe for your neck. So allow the chin to stay in alignment with the center of your chest as you twist. So in other words, as you're twisting, allow the lower back to twist, the middle back, the upper back, keeping the chin lined up right with the center of your chest, lengthening each time you breathe in and twisting a little further each time you breathe out. So that's all there is to that. Let's have some fun with these poses. And always remembering that this is your practice, so whatever doesn't feel safe, comfortable, and appropriate for you is something you should option. Good. So let's just take a moment to sit. I'm seated on a little meditation cushion here, which allows my knees to drop below my hips, allow my shoulders to relax. And then just settling into the breath, letting your eyes close if that feels comfortable, or looking at the floor. And know that you are sitting in this moment. Feel your legs, your torso, your shoulders. Feel all of you involved in sitting. And then let's tune into the breath. Beginning by noticing how the breath wants to show up on its own right now. Becoming aware of the rate, the rhythm, the depth. And drawing a little more focus to the complete breath, beginning by placing your hands lightly on your belly. So as you breathe, feeling the breath enter under your palms, deep in the belly. And then repositioning your hands to the side of your waist. Breathing side to side from the lower body. Letting the breath begin to slow down and deepen. And then placing your hands at the lower back, letting your attention go to your back just underneath your palms and directing the breath there. So we're breathing slowly and deeply into all four sides of the body, front to back, side to side. Releasing your hands, just continuing to breathe just for another minute or two. Quieting your thoughts. Setting your intention for your practice. And then let's bring our centering to close by bringing hands to prayer position in front of our hearts and joining our voices in an Om. Deep breath in. Om. Om. Shanti. Peace. May we all know peace. Good. So opening your eyes, let's sweep the arms up. And exhale, bring the arms down. Just doing a couple of sun breaths. Just to begin to open up the upper body. Feel free to look up as you breathe in. And drop your chin to your chest as you breathe out. So breathing the hands up this time and remaining in seated mountain. Creating length by pressing down into your sit bones, lengthening up through your spine and your fingertips. Shoulders are relaxed. Bring the palms together and the forearms together. Draw the arms down. Squeeze those forearms. And then breathe in. Draw those elbows out to the side. Good. Breathe it back to center. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower and squeeze the forearms. Opening the elbows out to the side. Back to center. And lift. Breathe in, exhale, draw it down, and elbows out to the side. So keeping those elbows out to the side, take a deep breath in, and let's rotate to the right. Again, remembering to keep your chin lined up with the center of your chest. Breathe it back to center, and exhale to the left. Back to center, and to the right. Keep drawing the elbows back. Breathe it back to center. Exhale to the other side, elbows back. And back to center. And let's do that just once more. So rotating to the other side on an exhale. Draw the elbows back. Breathe it back to center. Twist to the other side. Draw the elbows back. And relax. And take a breath. Good. So let's move into our 6 movements of the spine. I'm going to put my cushion to one side because we're not going to need it for a while. Good. And let's come into table position. So making sure your palms are spread wide under your shoulders, your knees are under your hips. And the upper body is engaged, so you're not collapsing. You're just keeping a lot of energy across the top of the shoulders. So breathing in, looking up, moving into dog, and exhaling into cat. Tuck your chin, let the spine round. Breathing into dog, and exhaling into cat. Nice steady breaths. And if you find that your body wants to go a little bit quicker or a little bit slower than mine, that's absolutely fine. Once more, breathing into dog, letting that belly drop down. And exhaling, letting go of all the breath. Good. Really press the spine up towards the ceiling. And bring it back to neutral. And then we'll just do side cat. So we're moving the hips and the shoulder together from side to side. You can turn and look at your feet if that doesn't bother your neck. Letting the breath go as you twist, breathing in as you come through center. Nice and easy. And bring it back. So we'll get ready to thread the needle, and we'll begin with the right arm. Reach it up long towards the ceiling. And then exhale, slide it along the floor, allowing your cheek and your shoulder to come down. Now, if for some reason it's not comfortable to bring your cheek and your shoulder down, you might want to use a prop. You can always rest your head on a cushion or a block, or you can actually stack your hands one on top of another. That makes the reach a little bit less. So let's add another twist to this. So I'm just going to stretch out my leg behind me and lift the left arm up towards the ceiling. You can actually take that arm and wrap it around your back. One more breath here. And let's come back to center. Take a breath. And we'll go to the other side. So left arm reaches up, create a lot of length, slide it through. And again, remember your options. If your cheek and shoulder don't land, you can also stretch your foot out, lift the right arm up, or circle it around behind your back. Great, and inhale, press yourself back up. And let's just press the hips back just for a couple of breaths into child pose. You can wiggle your hips from side to side. Let your forehead relax. And on an inhale, let's come back up to table. Good. So starting in table position, we're going to take the left knee and bring it towards the left elbow, and then draw it across behind us and touch the toe to the floor. Good. Breathe in, elbow to knee. You can turn your head and look at your foot if you like. Just do this a couple more times. So there's a little bit of work going on with the abdominals here. So the next time the foot lands, you can walk your hands back so you're bending over that folded leg and just relax down. The more you press back, the deeper the stretch you'll get. Totally up to you. The next time you breathe in, bring it back to table, and we'll do that on the other side. So, knee to elbow and cross. knee to elbow and cross. Breathing in and breathing out. So this time when that toe comes back, letting it stay there and then walking your hands back. So you're resting over the bent knee, finding your breath. You can even do some micro movements here, a little side to side rock with the hips. One more breath. And then bring it back up to center. And one more time, just press yourself back into child pose. Remember, child pose is a wonderful resting pose. So if we're doing any posture that doesn't feel right to you, you can always take a little time out in child pose. Good, and inhale, come on up to center, and come on down onto your back. So, if you don't have your yoga tie handy, you may want to grab it because we're going to be using it for some on our back twists with the lower body. So take a minute to stretch out, reach overhead with your arms, press out through your heels. Work with the breath to give yourself a whole body stretch. Breathing in, you lengthen, lower back presses down. Breathing out and relax. Let's do that a couple more times. Breathe in and stretch. Lower body presses down and relax. And then last time, breathe in and stretch. Make the body as long as you can. Exhale and relax. And this time, bring your knees into your chest. So as you're holding this, tuck the chin just a little bit. Press your shoulders down and your lower back down. And let's just circle the knees. Do a few circles in one direction. And then in the other direction. Good. And then draw the knees into the chest one more time. So let's place our hands alongside the body and create a 90-degree angle between the hips and the knees and the feet. Good. So straightening the right leg and bring it in. Straighten the left leg and bring it in. And just going from side to side with your breath. So try to pay attention to what your lower back is doing. You want to keep that lower back pressing into the floor. It's a great strengthener for the back. Great. Draw the knees into the chest one more time. Give them a squeeze to relax those muscles. And let's grab our yoga tie here. So I'm going to place the sole of my left foot on the floor, and I'm going to hook the tie around the sole of my right foot. Shoulders down. I'm just going to gently stretch the hamstrings here. Just gently. Focusing on the breath. Try not to lock your knees. You want to keep a little softness in the knees. Great. So leaving the tie in your right hand now, just allow that leg to fall off to the side. Making sure your left hip stays down and the shoulders are down. Creating a nice opening in the hips. Breathing in, bring that leg back to center, bend the knee, and then just draw the leg so you're crossing the right leg over the left. Bring your hands out into a T position. We're going to breathe in and allow both knees to fall to the right. And if you're comfortable doing so, just gently turn your head and look to the left. Three breaths here. Good. And inhale, bring it up. Uncross the legs. And again, knees come into the chest. I was keeping a little bit of tuck in the chin so you're not rolling up onto the crown of your head. So we'll go to the other side now. Sole of the right foot comes to the floor. Yoga tie gets hooked around the left foot, and we straighten that leg up towards the ceiling. So we're working with the breath here. We're very gently pulling the foot closer to the face, keeping the breath steady, shoulders relaxed. And then allowing that left leg to fall off to the side, keeping the right hip down. So only go as far as you can and still feel that right hip connected to the floor. One more breath. And then inhale, bring that leg up. Release your tie. Allow the left leg to cross over the right. Arms out in a T position. And just let both knees fall to the left. Head looks right. So if your shoulders are really tight, you may notice that that right shoulder wants to pop up. You can actually bring that arm down by your side if that feels more comfortable. And let's breathe in here, bring both knees up to the center, uncross the legs, hug those knees in, give them a squeeze, and we'll just do a little bit of spinal rocking here. Just enough to get some momentum. And the next time you rock up, bring yourself into a seated position. Great. So let's bring the soles of the feet together, coming into Baddha Konasana. So bringing your hands behind you first. Take a minute to breathe in and open the front of your body. Draw the knees down. A couple of breaths. And then bring the hands forward and just gently fall towards the feet. So we're not pulling on the feet, we're not pulling up through the shoulders, we're just letting gravity do most of the work here. And as we inhale, let's lengthen up, hands behind one more time. Breathing in, opening the chest, looking up, and letting it go. So we're going to move into tortoise pose, which is a little variation of Setu Bandhasana. So you can do that if you feel comfortable, or if not, you can stick with, just butterflying the knees or this variation. I'm going to move my feet about a foot away from my body. Taking a breath in, think about lengthening, creating that length between your vertebrae, coming forward. You can thread your arms under your lower legs to draw you down even closer. Head is in alignment with the rest of your spine. Breath is steady. Think about lengthening a little more each time you breathe in and folding forward each time you breathe out. We'll release that now on an in-breath coming up. Gently bringing the legs together and just take a couple of breaths. Okay. So we're going to open the legs nice and wide. And when you're extending your legs, don't focus too much on pushing the knees down. You want to keep a little bit of soft bend in the knees, but what you do want to focus on is drawing the toes back towards your body. That will really activate the muscles in the legs. Great. So let's turn and face the left leg and just gently walk the fingers out. Again, thinking more about creating length than depth. Staying with each breath. And let's walk the hands back and turn to the other side. So as much as possible, you're lining up your breastbone with the leg. And let's walk the fingers out. Keep drawing the toes back towards your body. Lots of extension here. Keep both sit bones down. And the next time you breathe in, bring yourself back up. So we're going to go to the side now over the extended legs. And important to keep your body on the plane of the legs. So we're not rolling forward, not rolling back, just extending out over the legs. So I'm going to take my left arm, slide it along my left leg, and just let the right arm reach up towards the ceiling. Now, this might be plenty of a stretch for you. You can always begin to arch a little more if you want a deeper stretch. Keep drawing that top shoulder back to open the front of your body. So to release, we're going to breathe in, let that arm bring us back up. Take a breath and we'll go to the other side. So right arm slides along the right leg, left arm reaches up and over. Again, you can keep the arm just straight up towards the ceiling if that feels better. Lots of options. Keeping both sit bones down, toes drawing towards the face. Okay, so let's breathe into that left arm. Give it the energy to lift us back up. And then very gently place the hands in front and let yourself relax. Now, a nice way to work this pose is if you have a block or a cushion or something, you can set yourself up so you can just kind of hang out in a comfortable spot. Focusing on the breath, focusing on drawing the feet back. Again, whatever is comfortable for you. Great. And then walk the hands back. Gently guide your feet together. You might even want to tap out the legs. So we're going to work on a couple of versions of the seated twist. The one that's the open version and the one that's the closed version. So we always begin our seated poses by finding and building our foundation, which in this case is called Dandasana, the seated stick. So finding your sit bones at the base of your spine, letting them press into the floor, pulling back on the feet, rolling your shoulders up and back and down, and letting your hands rest on the top of your legs. So you should be feeling that there's some work going on in the abdominal muscles, but not so much that you can't breathe fully. So let's go into the open belly version first. I'm going to start with the left leg and draw it up and hug that knee in. Make sure the knee is pointing up towards the ceiling. Good. Extend your right arm. And on an exhale, let's open twist to the right. Drop the palm down close to your body. Again, this is where you can use your block or your cushion if you want to have a little help with creating length. Shoulders relaxed, chin lined up with the center of your chest. See if you can find the complete breath in this position. And let's go to the closed belly version. I'll come around to the front. And I'm just going to take that left leg and cross it over. So there's another option with this pose. You can keep the right leg extended, or if you like, you can sweep it around underneath you. Make sure the sole of your left foot is grounded. You're going to hug the knee in this time with your right arm. Left arm extends. And on an exhale, let's twist to the left. Palm comes down. Lengthening with each inhale. Gently rotating with each exhale. Good. Getting ready to come around to the front. We'll take that left arm up and circle it around. Good. Uncross your legs, and we'll go to the other side. So we always begin at the beginning with Dandasana. So building Dandasana, shoulders up and back and down, chest open, breath steady. Good. And we'll take the right leg now and bring it to the inside of the left thigh, toes of the left foot pressing away, left arm up, and let's twist to the left. Palm comes down close to your body. Imagining that you're creating space between each of your vertebrae when you breathe in. Breathing in, arm comes up. And we circle around to the front and go to the other version. So foot crosses over. Let's try to make the knee look up at the ceiling as much as you can, pressing out through the toes, keeping that press away with the toes as you twist. And again, the other variation is to sweep the leg around. We're going to hug that knee in with the left arm, right arm comes up, and let's go to the right with the breath. Lengthening as you breathe in, twisting as you breathe out. Great. And let's inhale back to center. Uncross those legs, tap them out, and come on back into child pose just for a quick stretch. And inhale, come on up. So before we come up to standing, we're going to do a variation of side plank, which is a little bit more doable for most people, including myself. So we're going to start in table position, nice strong table position, and leave your right knee down, but extend your left leg behind you. So the inside edge of the foot is on the floor. Take a breath in and then sweep the left arm up to the ceiling. Your gaze can be up at the hand, at the horizon, or down at the floor, whichever feels best. Find your breath. Great. Inhale, exhale, bring that arm down. Drop the knee, and we'll go to the other side. So right leg stretches out behind you, left arm, right arm sweeps up. Adjusting your gaze to wherever feels most comfortable. And we're breathing. Great. Lower the hand down. Good. So we're going to come up to standing. We're going to do a little downward dog here first, though. So curling your toes under, strengthening your upper body. Take a breath in and gently roll the hips up. You can keep the knees soft. You can just pedal your feet. Stretching one side and the other. Then pressing both heels down, pressing your chest towards your thighs. And then we'll walk the feet and the hands close together, hanging down in ragdoll. Take a hold of your opposite elbows. Soften your knees. You can let yourself sway a little bit from side to side. So separating your feet maybe a little bit wider. I'm going to place my right hand on my left ankle and then sweep the left arm up. Head is relaxed. Inhale and exhale, come down. Switch sides, left arm to right ankle, right arm sweeps up. And then releasing that hand, bringing your hands to your hips, engaging your core. And let's come all the way up. Very nice. Great. So I'm going to separate my feet a little wider apart and just do some swinging twists here. Nice and easy. Notice how I let the heel lift in the opposite foot, the direction I'm twisting. So I'm getting this twist in my whole body. This is a good one if you're sitting at your desk and you just want to get up and just move a little bit. This feels really good. And then gradually let that slow down. Bring your feet to hip width apart. Let's breathe the arms up. Engage the fingers, point up towards the ceiling. Good. Take a breath in and let's do half moon to the right. Let the left hip be free to move out to the side. On an inhale, lift those arms up again, creating all that length between the vertebrae, diving over to the left. So inhaling, bringing it up. We're going to go back now. So remember, you can adapt your hand position. You can create airplane arms, or you can actually rest your palms at your lower back to give it a little bit more support. So again, lengthening up. Let's reach back. Hips come forward. Arms reach back. Breath is steady. Great. Inhaling up. Now hinging right at the hips. Come on down. And when the hands are down, just release your fingers. Just let yourself give a head a shake. Let everything go. Re-engage your arms here. And let's hinge all the way up. Half moon to the left. And half moon to the right. And back to center. And right back to the heart. Take a few breaths. So one of the poses I really love when it comes to doing twisting poses is archer, because there's so much going on in that, so much to think about. It's really quiets your mind because you have to focus on so many things. So this is where we create the bow and arrow with our body. We're going to start with the left hand behind the head. So you're supporting the back of your head in your open palm, and your right arm extends in front. So your drishti, or your gaze, is right to the thumb, or just beyond the thumb. Take a walking step forward on your right foot. And here I like to rock forward and back. So I'm kind of finding that perfect balance spot. Great. Then sinking both feet down, take a breath in, and let's rotate to the left. Keep drawing that left elbow back. And back to center. Good. Take a walking step forward on your right foot. We're going to go to the right. Again, elbow moves back. Elbow goes back. Gaze is behind you. Good. Breathe it back to center. Nice and slow. And let's take one more step forward on the right foot. Elbow moving back. Find your center. And again, to the right. Left elbow continually moving back. Heart is opening. Breath is steady. Good. And let's bring it back to center. And release. Ooh, step your feet together. A lot of work going on in the shoulders in that one too. So let's do all that on the other side. So I'm going to create the bow and arrow the other way. So my right hand will come behind my head. My left arm will come up, thumb up in space. Okay. So let's take a walking step forward on the left foot. Again, do that little forward and back rock. Center yourself, keep drawing the elbow back. And we're going to begin just by going to the right. You may not go very far, and that's fine. And then bring it back. Let's take a walking step forward with the right foot. Keep drawing that elbow back. And then we're going to sweep around to the left. Opening the front of the body as much as you can. Enjoying the breath. Inhaling, let's guide it back. Nice and slow. Slower you go, the easier it is to maintain balance. Let's take a walking step forward with the left foot. Do the little shuffle. And then rotate again to the left. Elbow back. Keep reminding yourself. And gentle with your neck. Inhaling, bringing it back. This is a great pose for developing focus, concentration. Good. Hands to prayer position. Feet step together. Just take a moment to notice whatever sensations are showing up. Good. So let's come on down and take a seat. We're just going to finish up with a seated twist. Just a very gentle twist. And then I will invite you to create some time, some space to either have a short seated meditation practice or to create some savasana time. So I'm just going to gently twist. There's no particular way to do this, just gently moving the energy up your spine. Maybe taking a minute and going the other direction to notice how you feel now as opposed to when you began your practice. And bring it back to center. So noticing whatever leg you have in front, let's just change the cross of the legs and do our little twist once more. Bringing it back to center. Other side. And back to center. So it was such a joy to share yoga with you today. I hope you enjoyed your practice. Now is your time to either spend some time in quiet meditation or savasana. So I will say goodbye with a namaste, Jai Bhagwan. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be free from fear. And may all beings everywhere know peace.